Before we get into today's discussion, I found a really neat video for us to review yesterday's discussion about cells. So just going to have a quick little minute and we're going to enjoy this fun little wrap so we can help refresh our brains for what we discussed yesterday. Hold on, because I can't find the posts. Pull them out.
Today's the day we're gonna learn about the cell. If I teach it okay, you'll know it very well. So listen up, 6th graders, no room left for haters. Let's talk about the building blocks of life, cells that make us.
Cells, they're made of organelles. Try to pull it fast when the cytoplasm gels. The nucleus takes over, controlling everything. The party don't stop till the membrane box is seen. Inside the vacuole, we can float around for hours, running around with chloroplasts, loving sunlight showers. Cells, they're made of organelles.
First things first, there's 2 different types.
Buffer.
Animal and plant cells. The little things that make up microscopic cells, the main structures there, we call them organelles. Now let's break it down and get some information. How do cells work? It's a crazy combination.
Cells, they're made of organelles. Try to pull it fast when the cytoplasm gels. The nucleus takes over, controlling everything.
The party does.
What it did. What is make it smaller?
The party don't stop till the membrane box is seen. Inside the vacuole, we can float around for hours, running around with chloroplasts, loving sunlight showers. Cells, they're made of organelles.
The cell membrane is a border patrol who can cross over. The membrane lets them know. The gooey stuff inside is called the cytoplasm. It holds the organelles. Don't worry, plasm. In the middle of the cell, you find the big brain. The nucleus surrounded by nuclear membrane. Forget the vacuole is filled up with water. It's a place to keep the light.
Crap keeps getting hotter.
Cells, they're made of organelles. Try to pull it fast when the cytoplasm gels. The nucleus takes over, controlling everything. The party don't stop till the membrane box is seen. Inside the vacuole, we can float around for hours, running around with chloroplasts, loving sunlight showers. Cells, they're made of organelles.
The mitochondria is something every cell needs, breaking down the food and releasing energy. There's a place inside the cell where chemicals are stored. The spooky boogie bodies releasing even more.
You'll hang it in the cell is endoplasmic reticulum, synthesizing enzymes for respiration. And then if you still think that this rap is whack, remember ribosomes making proteins getting jacked.
Cells, they're made of organelles. Try to pull it fast when the cytoplasm gels. The nucleus takes over, controlling everything. The party don't stop till the membrane box is seen. Inside the vacuole, we can float around for hours, running around with chloroplasts, loving sunlight showers. Cells, they're made of organelles.
Looking at the plant cell, weird and green. 2 more parts is all it takes to see. Cell wall knows what's up when it comes to keeping structure. Strong with cellulose, the cell can give it cover. CHLO. Plus, these little green machines are having a blast. Photosynthesize and fill with chlorophyll. They hit the cell floor, running up a high bill.
Cells, they're made of organelles. Try to pull it fast when the cytoplasm gels. The nucleus takes over, controlling everything. The party don't stop till the membrane box is seen. Inside the vacuole, we can float around for hours, running around with chloroplasts, loving sunlight showers. Cells, they're made of organelles.
Okay, so again, this is review. This is some of the vocabulary that we learned yesterday, but also it was in the video. So we have mitochondria, nuclear membrane, the Golgi apparatus, cytoplasm, cell membrane, lysosome, nucleus, ribosomes, centrosome, vacuole, the nucleolus, and the rough and smooth endoplasmic reticulum. And we're going to learn more about these in the handout.
So the handouts were supposed to be in color, something like this, but they didn't come out that way. But what you're gonna do is, I'm just gonna give you guys a quick group. There are 2 different sheets. One is a picture of all the organelles and they're labeled. So in case we need a reminder, we have the pictures. And then the other one is an animal cell. And what you're gonna do is label and color the parts of the animal cell and match it with our reference. So this part of the lesson, if it was in class, would be broken up into groups, and the groups would go through the whole worksheet, but this is just a review of, or an extension of ourselves. We just reviewed with our organelles and our cell graph. We can get this in the shots. Okay. discussed yesterday and we're extending today the different parts of the cells. The two biggest differences between the cells are what? There's two types of cells. Yes?
Plants and animals.
Plants and animal. Can everyone see this, by the way? I want to make sure everyone can see our poster so we can. Okay. So on the sheet here we do see parts of animal cells, and we also have parts of plant cells. And who remembers what the biggest difference is between the plant cell and the animal cell?
Presence of chloroplasts?
Chloroplasts, yes. We can't have photosynthesis without the chloroplasts. The plants aren't green without chloroplasts. That's why they're always usually colored green. So as we see here, we have our exemplar here of our cell, our plant cell rather, with all our vacuole, our chloroplast, ribosomes, the nuclear membrane, nucleus, nucleus, our mitochondria, the powerhouses. And the other distinction of the animal cell is the presence of the cell wall protecting the cell membrane. They're also usually square as well. But this poor little guy is a little lost. So who can help us not only name our pieces using our exemplar as our model, but where do I belong? we got game show music. So we hang out, if I hold up this piece, using our exemplar and from our knowledge, from what we discussed today and yesterday,
Cell membrane?
cell membrane, where do I belong in the cell? Do I belong way out here?
No, the inside.
Right there.
Yeah.
Right there is where, see, we agree, class?
Yes.
What do I have here? Aha! Where does this lovely guy go? Our green little atom.
I think that goes inside of it.
Do we remember what this is called?
I think that's what makes it green.
It is what makes
Lets it do photosynthesis.
It does. The chloroplast.
Oh.
That's the part of the cell, chloroplast. I always think of like chlorine makes a pool, and without chlorine, the pool looks green. Chloroplast. That's how I remember it. And does he go way out here again? Is he hanging
No,
out?
he's inside the cell.
Inside, and they float around. So where do you want it? You want him here?
Sure.
Okay, so that's our chloroplast guy. Who else do I have? Our mighty mitochondria, our powerhouses. Without these, the cells don't go. Where does my mitochondria go? Who can tell me where it goes?
It's floating inside the cytoplasm.
It is floating inside the cytoplasm. Does it have any one place to go, or is there a lot of them?
Lots of.
Exactly. So we'll put, you like him here? Yeah, we'll put him there. What about this part? Using our exemplars and from our knowledge, do we know what this piece goes or what it's called? The vacuole. Some of us, I know it's a little hard to see, it's our vacuole. And where would we put the vacuole in the cell? Looks like he has one specific spot. Can anyone tell?
The top left.
Yes, the top left. He usually hangs out in a corner. We're already building our cell. Exemplar! Then when gravity gets involved, that's when we have fall. Okay. How about, these are our little purple dots floating around. It's a little hard to see, but it's our ribosomes. Anyone know where the ribosomes go? How about over here? Do we know where the ribosomes go? Do they float around right there? No, where would you want to put them? They could float next to the vacuole. There are like a lot of other parts of the cell where they can sort of float around, but I like that spot too. This is our biggie. What is this one?
The cell wall.
Cell wall. Do we see cell walls in animal cells?
No.
No, we see it only in the plant cell. So if on the wall, I go inside the cell.
Outside.
That's right, because it has to protect the cell. How about our big purpley pink dot?
Nucleus? No. Yeah.
Right, nucleus. They're very similar, so very good. It's our protection of the brain of the cell. How about this little squiggly? It looks like it's part of something. I'll give you a hint. What's it part of? It goes with our nucleus. Again, yes? The nuclear membrane. Sort of creating a little home for the brain. Which is what's left? Which is this little guy going to be? Our brain, or the nucleus. It's the brain of the cell. Good job, guys. So we remembered all of our vocab from yesterday and today. And so to segue us, so we can be ready tomorrow, listen for some vocab in this.
Okay, guys, so I would pass this out to everyone, but I have it on screen too. So tomorrow we're going to talk about mitosis because it uses the parts that we learned about today and yesterday, and it just puts them all together and it shows how they divide. So I just have a little story that's going to get you thinking about what we need to do for tomorrow and what to be prepared to learn. So everybody close your eyes for a second. Okay, so you guys sitting in a theater at a really long play. Okay, you can open your eyes. So halfway through the play, there's an intermission or interface. One of the audience members was a pro wrestler. Now we know that all pro wrestlers like to put on some sort of an outfit. So let's think of that as pro face. In this match, our pro wrestler dresses up like a big X, which kind of looks like a chromosome. So the X-like pro wrestler stands up and magically replicates. So there's now two identical shaped X pro wrestlers who climb onto stage, and these two wrestlers meet at metaphase. And so now they're all, the two of them are in the middle of the ring and they want to fight. As the two wrestlers are ready to fight, a little girl named Anna comes running onto stage to stop the fight. Anaphase. So she had learned, she didn't want them to fight, because why would you fight? Why would anyone want to fight? So she intends on breaking them up. And she does. So she breaks up the fight, and after a bit of a struggle, she pulls the two X's apart using rope. She ties a bunch of ropes onto them and pulls them apart. And she tells her mother, because she's so excited, which is like, telephase. And after the phone call, Anna is really tired and she wants to go home. So she goes on her bicycle that she rode home, which has two separate wheels, which is kind of like cytokinesis when you have the two separate cells at the end. And now we're going to learn about this more tomorrow. So just think about this story and think about what each section could mean. And tomorrow when we come in, we'll learn about what it means.
We're done.